Now we've got three managers who are being relatively honest as well. So, Dave, what do you make of all of this? What do you make of this whole FFP, the ruling from the Court of Arbitration of Sport, Pep's comments, Klopp's comments, Jose's comments? It's a lot to process.
Yeah, there is. There is. I think the first thing to say is that obviously the charges levelled at City, whether Mourinho is deliberately blurring the lines, wouldn't surprise me. They got fined £10 million for non-cooperation with UEFA, which was a separate charge. And the other charge was that they breached FFP, which was something else. City dragged their heels because they can pay much bigger and much better lawyers than UEFA can. They managed to get it to a position where it fell outside of the certain time frame that it needed to be in by. And so they got off on a technicality. I think it's a disgrace. I think this is a really bad day for football. A really, really bad day.
Bad day or good day? Chris Sutton.
I think it's a bad day for UEFA. They wanted to be judge, jury, executioners, and they couldn't make the charges stick. I mean, it's odd, isn't it, listening to the three managers, and and we can't make head or tail of what's gone on. Pep from the outset has said that Manchester City are innocent and the owners were innocent, and they were vindicated. The charges weren't established or time barred, and I mean it was all extremely, extremely odd. But whatever way that we want to look at it, Man City, by independent judges, have been found innocent of the charges, whether they were time barred or whatever. So we have to trust that as the correct ruling. Where this leaves the debate on FFP, who knows? I think everybody has a different idea on it and a different opinion on it.
In terms of what Javier Tebas said, he's obviously the man in charge of La Liga. He's calling into question how good CAS really are. Does he have a point there? Because I didn't see him complaining when he exonerated, say, Real Madrid for that issue they had with signing young players, but he sees fit to criticise them now. What do you think about that, Dave?
Yeah, I think the rule makers, once the rule is established, that's the end of what they should be saying. I think that's that's it. I think Pep Guardiola has a right to speak. I don't agree with a word that's come out of his mouth. Everybody else has a right to speak because they're going to be in direct competition with Man City, or they are already.
What didn't you agree with which came out of Pep's mouth? What, in terms of saying that they were innocent all along? But
they should be apologised to. The thing is, Chris, the charges were established. They had the charges put at them. They dragged their heels on giving CAS all of the information.
But that isn't what was said. The charges were not established. That was what came out after. Not all the charges were established, and they were and they were time barred as well.
It went over the time bar, which is a nonsense. Why is there a time? I don't understand why there is a time bar. It's an open investigation. You investigate these football clubs. They have dragged their heels. They've made UEFA's lawyers look like a bunch of clowns, and they've got away, for me, on a technicality. And I think that everybody knows that Man City have spent money that hasn't necessarily come through the football club or from sponsorship deals with the stadium. It just does not stack up what they've been able to spend, and that's why UEFA came after them. I don't agree with Pep. We should be apologised to. You've just been fined 10 million quid. You want an apology? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you said earlier that was for a different part, wasn't it? That was for not
cooperating
information.
Yeah, for non-compliance. Well, if you're not complying with UEFA, why am I apologising to you?
What about another aspect of Pep's little speech, that the elite clubs are basically saying, no, you can't eat at our table. They don't belong there. Does he have any credence there? Does he have any justification in those words for you, Chris? The big boys, your Real Madrids, Barcelonas.
Can you say that again, Adam?
Well,
please?
there was one part about Pep, which was about the elite clubs, and I think you mentioned Arsenal and Liverpool, amongst other clubs, not really being accepting of Manchester City, that Manchester City deserve to be at the big boys' table with them. Is he fair in that assessment?
Look, I think that Pep just has to worry about his own club, and he was making that point. He's gone in. He's been a great manager for Manchester City, by all accounts. Today or yesterday, that it was proven that they'd done everything by the book, by the independent judges, the Court of Arbitration, and he just wants to concentrate on football. That's what he's best at. They've got a fantastic team. I think now that they can move forward, there's going to be no worry about keeping the likes of De Bruyne and Sterling. Pep's future seems pretty secure, and they can go onwards and upwards now. And that's his only concern. I don't think he's worried about what Liverpool and Tottenham and Arsenal are doing.
Dave, your final thoughts on this and on whether City have been kept away?
Certainly on the pitch, I wouldn't be worried as Pep Guardiola. All right, they've had, they've fallen well short of Liverpool this season, but last season they had an incredible points record. He's saying these challenging teams come and do it on the pitch. All I say about Guardiola is, it's you ask him in a press conference about transfers, I don't deal with that. Somebody else does it upstairs, nothing to do with me. Suddenly he's the world's foremost expert on CAS and UEFA and everything else, and he wants to talk about it. The two don't jive for me. On the pitch, Man City are a phenomenal team. Last season, the best team I've seen in the Premier League, probably ever. Amazing. I just hope we get back to the pitch and back to football and get on with it, because next season is going to be a real thriller.
All right, gents.
You can't dig Pep out, Dave, because the ruling was the ruling. It was an independent panel who judged it, and it is what it is. He's only defending his club. But
he has to make
it said from the outset that the club were innocent. And I think a lot of people at that particular time looked at him and thought, well, are they innocent? He has been proven right all along.
No, if you say so.
Well,
I don't think we've heard the last of it.
It's not me who has to say so.
I don't think we've heard the last of this with Man City at all. I think there's going to be some very sore foreheads in UEFA who are going to want to come back at City. I don't think this will go away for them.